Salutations everyone. So, the Spanish competitive Smash Bros scene is considering a ban on the character Bayonetta. Now we all know that Bayonetta is, bar none, unequivocally, unchallenged, best character in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. It's obvious, it is quite obvious. She has tools that no other character within the franchise, let alone within this game, has the ability to do. Her combo game, her 0 to deaths, the fact that no other character has 0 to deaths, and she has guaranteed 0 to deaths on every character, on every stage, at a lot of percents. Like, every percent. So she's quite good. Ever since she came out, we saw crazy combos. Hell, we've even seen the computer do 0 to deaths with Bayonetta's combos. They're just that easy. And she's got Witch Time and crazy, very safe options. She is a very, very low risk, very high reward character. Where you take a look at, the former best character in the game, Sheik, who had relatively low risk, relatively low reward. And someone like Zero Suit and Meta Knight, who have had those aerial combos to death basically out of the game. As much as they were previously, and take other top characters like Rosalina or say Cloud that just don't have the tools to do any of the things that Bayonetta can do. She has a projectile with super strong knockback. She's got incredibly high defense and speed. Doesn't have a kill throw. You can shield a lot of her options and punish some of her landings. So she's by no means a perfect character, but a very good one nonetheless. And within the Spanish community, a majority of those players are in favor of the ban of Bayonetta. Only 7% is against the ban of her. There's still a lot of debate going on whether or not it's the right choice to ban her. I mean, after all, she's been released recently, and she's really too powerful for a patch to come out soon to fix that if they decide to go that way. And we know that she did receive some very microscopic nerfs in the last update that had to do with Witch Time and down air lagging and frames, and nerfed her smash attacks a little bit, which are all still very good, especially her up smash. And are just very powerful and all very good at killing. She has 2 spikes with the down air and the down smash. But even with those nerfs, they're all still incredibly useful. They may not be perfect, because they will still clank with everything in the world, but they're still very strong. So if a patch were to come out, it wouldn't come out for quite some time. Others are saying that banning her in Spain will hurt the Spanish players on the international scene, where she is very much unbanned. There are also those that are, just sore losers complaining because they can't figure out, any of her weaknesses. While there might not be very many, we have seen within the American and Japanese competitive scenes that she is good and definitely prevalent, and we've had some players come out of the woodwork, that wouldn't finish in top 632s that are now doing it incredibly consistently with Bayonetta. She still isn't a big issue in the competitive scene yet. Many people are citing the fact that the USA has a soft ban on her. There's one Reddit post within the Smash subreddit that discussed this at length by a Spanish top player, indicating that he believed that the ban would be that is as good as official. The ban isn't official yet, but this is what the Redditor had to say. So yeah, most of our community wants her gone, since she's basically extremely toxic and overpowered. The latter not being so obvious to people who aren't top players. We realize that the character is too good to compete against the others, and the soft ban that is working in the USA at the moment is not working here, citing that top players know in the USA that she's game breaking and thus avoid playing her, since it would kill the game. So we're going for the hard ban route. If she's notably nerfed in the future, we may allow her again, but as of now, she is going to be banned from everything and treated as if she didn't exist, basically. This game is a masterpiece for competitive with her gone. So until you nerf her, they think that, or at least according to this top Spanish player, that she should be banned. Now, the ban is not official, according to the Smash Bros. Spain Twitter feed. We don't want to make any rash decisions, please wait for our official post on our website in the next few days. And that was just tweeted out yesterday. So it's a very interesting and contentious topic for Bayonetta. Personally, based off of what I've seen in the American competitive scene, which has seen international players, of course, go to those tournaments, it is too early, I think, to ban Bayonetta. You take a look at the past couple of majors, just the last one only had one Bayonetta in top 8. And while they may have, beat some people that they wouldn't have beaten previously, we definitely have seen people who were not top 60 players pick up Bayonetta and boom, they're in top 32s, top 16s, top 8s. That previously we weren't in. That Bayonetta does carry players. It absolutely does. You may not be able to say this for all the Bayonetta players out there. There are definitely some that did have results prior to using her, but the leaps and bounds that Bayonetta is making for certain players is quite big. And you take a look at the Spanish community, which is the site of this potential ban. Players that used to be top 50 can now beat top 6 players at tournaments thanks to her combo moves, which are A, incredibly safe, and B, can kill you at any percent at any on any character in any stage. And one witch time can just destroy a stock. It absolutely can destroy a stock. That is definitely not a great thing about Bayonetta in the competitive scene. And speaking of the US soft ban, that some people aren't using her because they know how bad she would be for the game, does have some truth to it, I feel. Among the top players, it is widely known that Bayonetta, yes, she is the best player. Now, the best players don't always go for the best character, but it's always about who works with you. And when you get these players coming out of the woodwork, picking up Bayonetta and beating top 6 players, it is a cause for concern, especially when you see what this character is capable of doing, and we've all seen what she's capable of doing in tournament. And it's pretty freaking crazy. But I think it's too early to ban her. Based off of the results that we have seen in the USA and Japan, we've seen more of her in Japan with many of the top players picking her up. But I think it's just a little bit too early. Until we see, it's not like we're seeing top 3 all being Bayonetta. And I don't think we'll be seeing, all top 8s of a national being Bayonettas, because not everyone's going to pick up Bayonetta. And the people that do are still going to struggle against some of the other top players, even though their characters might not be as good as Bayonetta. That talent is just going to, be too much to overcome when it comes to reading options and doing, optimal punishes with different characters. She does have some weaknesses, maybe some matchups that aren't as great as others, but she is, I think, too strong in many aspects. But she doesn't deserve a hard ban like the treatment Meta Knight got in Brawl, being called an SS tier, a tier all to himself, and he was banned in competitive in very many scenes because of how good he was and the fact that a lot of the top players were using him to completely take out everybody else. I don't think we've reached that stage yet. If we do in the near future, maybe consider a ban, but at this juncture, I don't know much about the Spanish competitive scene, but I do believe it is too early for a ban on her internationally or even within the US as of yet. What they want to do in Spain is completely up to them, but the character is super strong and she has some unprecedented tools that are nigh punishable, with Bat Within just doing crazy things, and Witch Time taking entire stocks at any percent with the combos that she can do that no one else even has the ability to do, let alone as something that's guaranteed. It's just too early. I don't think in the long run that a ban on Bayonetta is going to be necessary. I don't think we're going to see it, nor should it be necessary. But she is deserved of some nerfs. I think we can all agree on that. But a ban, too far.
Incredible. I just think it's like, I won the first match already. Let me try something crazy. Like you lab while you're tournament playing kind of thing. Wow. Really?
Yeah, no, that's 0 death. 100%
wow.
every time.
Okay.